Recording stopped.
I just don't want to go over the tail here. That's what I don't want to do. Yeah, feel me? Roll over my dog's tail while I'm doing the show. It's like, ow! They be like, you abusing your dog and you got a big jersey on your wall. You going to jail, son. No.
And it feels like we already made it. But the clock is ticking, stay impatient. Then we keep it real.
I'm feeling recharged, energized.
Don't you love it? It's your favorite. And it feels like we already made it. But the clock is ticking, stay impatient. Then we keep it real, but they be fake. And they say it's so amazing. Don't you love it? It's your favorite. I'm feeling recharged, energized. On the verge of something epic, see it in my eyes. Don't be surprised when I bring this drink to life. OMG explosion so revealing on my TMI. To take it at one time, then tell me cut to time I lacerate with every line. I'm still a watch, excuse me, I mean I take my time. Sit back and watch it, a better movie you couldn't write. No way to move me out the way to push me to the side. Feeling quite like a belly, yeah, now it's time to ride. On my enemies, the biggest ones my enemy. So overcritic, cut them my mistakes, I tend to be. So much attention at one time and I'm missing to peace. If you don't watch it, doves cry inside your enemies. I'm feeling like a prince, Niccolo. Trying to be the girl, so low, Niccolo. I know it's gonna be difficult, but homie, you gon' see it when I'm there. It feels like we already made it.
Teeter totter.
But the clock is ticking, stay impatient. Then we keep it real, but they be fake. And they say it's so amazing, don't you love it? It's your favorite. And it feels like we already made it. But the clock is ticking, stay impatient. Then we keep it real, but they be fake. And they say it's so amazing, don't you love it? It's your favorite. All the way to the top, it's time to get it. We gon' make it. It's a few of the things they're telling me on a daily basis, and I truly believe. No doubt, what's the money? Man, this ain't money. This ain't running, not even jogging. Calling like Tommy. You sound like Chucky, always spirit. Don't if you wear it, baby, they love it, but it's short lived. Wondering why you look like monkeys on the porch still. I've been peeling them bananas, you gon' slip up. Them trapping days is over, homie, put them zips up. Don't even need around to make you love the way I do it. Just say how you say it, make me quotable. Now when they ask you about some greatness, say it no, you swell. Fellas, tell them that you're lovers and we're coming for them magazine covers. Yeah, good fellas, tell them that you love us and we're coming for the magazine covers. And it feels like we already made it. But the clock is ticking, stay impatient. Then we keep it real, but they be fake. And they say it's so amazing, don't you love it? It's your favorite.
Hey, I felt I'm gonna roll over your tail. You gotta watch out, doggy. You gotta watch out. I'm gonna roll over your tail. It's gonna be a ugly sight. Blood everywhere. Stop it. Stop it. No comment. What's going on with your family? Stop it. Yeah, I'm gonna roll over your tail. You gotta watch out. Come on, let's go. Hey, go play. Come on, go play. Don't look at me like that. Come on. Come on. You. Go play. Izzy, go. I'm gonna roll over your tail. You don't like it. No comment. What's going on? My fucking thing at, man. Yeah. That's right. What? Dog hair everywhere. Daphne Bernstein. Let's keep that in mind. Let's get something rolled up. I mean, oh my gosh. I guess my new account ain't ghosted, huh? No comment. Yes, we smoke. Yeah, I mean, big gas. Yeah, I mean. Big gas. Big jars of gas. You gonna get your tail rolled over, I warned you. Big gas. Yai Ming. Some music going in here. Original sound. And they make them say, oh yeah. But I make them say, oh yeah. Light green. Big dang. Za za za. Big boy weed, Yai Ming. Big smoke rasta, Yai Ming. Big smoke rasta. One day this gonna be legal in Atlanta. Until it is, I'm gonna keep doing this shit every day anyway. Till we can buy this shit in stores, like my second hometown of Oakland, California. Shout out to Oakland. They took the Warriors from y'all. They took the Raiders from y'all. But you know they can never take, they'll never take the heart out of Oakland. Anybody who done live there, who do live there, you know what I'm talking about. It's a certain feeling when you cross that bridge. Everybody don't even have what it takes to cross that bridge. You know what I'm saying? A lot of motherfuckers live and die in San Francisco and they can't cross that double G. You know what I'm saying? They can't even cross that bridge and walk the streets of Oakland and feel okay. And they can't do it without being a tourist. You know, it takes a certain type of motherfucker who can live in Oakland, who vibe in Oakland, who can walk the streets of Oakland and get love in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? That's why I always had love for the Bay Area. I always had love for Oakland. I struggled in San Francisco. I worked in San Francisco, but I lived in Oakland. You know what I'm saying? And mopping up and down Broadway and Telegraph and, you know what I'm saying, and walking Shawnee to her crib in 8th and Broadway. Shout out to my sister Shawnee. She out there in Oakland right now, thugging it, loving it. So everybody can't do it. Oakland, it ain't like New York, but it's like New York in that, you know, everybody ain't got what it takes. Some of y'all motherfuckers gonna move there and go running back home. You know what I'm saying? It ain't for you. And it's the same where I'm at now with Atlanta. Some of y'all gonna run out here because y'all think it's gonna be your rap dreams gonna come true. Some of y'all been watching too much Love and Hip Hop. Gonna run out here to Atlanta, think everything finna fall in place for you. You gonna meet Trey Young or whatever, and everything gonna fall in line for you. Some of y'all just been watching too much. You know, y'all think you just gonna come out here and be the next movie star. Some of y'all think y'all gonna come out here and live out your gay fantasies or your gay dreams. You think it's real. You done bought onto all the hype about it being the gay black mecca and all this, and you gonna come out here and get fucked up too, and see and learn that gay people ain't that much different than straight people. You know what I'm saying? They looking for the party too. They having heartbreak too. Shit is not finna be no fantasy world, whatever you thought. It's the same with Atlanta. So, you know, it's a cool place. It done changed a lot. I don't know if I'll tell anybody to move here, but if you got your heart set on moving to Atlanta, you better treat this shit like LA and New York. You better have you a plan, have your money right, and figure out what you're doing before you get here, or you're gonna get lost in the mix real quick. Your ass will be running back to your little town too. Think I'm lying? Whether your little town is LA or New York. Anybody who know what I'm talking about, they know what I'm talking about. Have a fucking plan. You gonna come out here. Do not think you finna get signed to fucking Gucci Man 1017. Be in Love and Hip Hop next week and get a casting call and be in a movie with Kirsten Dunst. In a movie with Kirsten Dunst. I don't know anybody who did that recently. But yeah, man. You know, I lived out in LA for a year. I didn't like it. I came running back to Atlanta. I wasn't cut out for LA. I ain't gonna shit on that city. I wasn't cut out for LA. Wasn't for me. You know, maybe it wasn't cut out for me. But I got love for the Bay. I got love for the Bay Area. So you don't gotta ask me why the fuck do I root for the Raiders and the Golden State Warriors. The NBA champion Golden State Warriors. Don't gotta ask me that shit. Somebody in my comments like, nigga, I thought you was in Atlanta. Nigga, why you don't root for the fucking Falcons? Nigga, the Falcons suck anyway, nigga, so Bay Area aside, nigga. Fuck the Falcons. Them niggas ain't on shit. They ain't gonna be on shit. The next NFL season ain't even started yet, and I already know the Atlanta Falcons ain't finna be on shit. So, fuck that squad. Don't come talk to me about that shit. You gonna get your heart broke. Your feelings hurt. Big facts. And for my niggas like no comment out there, they up on this Bitcoin hustle. You niggas better get your money right, because let me tell you something. The time is coming. The time is coming, man. You're going to walk in the bank. You're not even going to walk in the bank, because nobody does that shit no more. You're going to go online to bankofamerica.com, wellsfargo.com, and your password's not going to work. And you're going to be like, I didn't change my password.
Bank's going to be gone.
Yep. You're going to be like, I didn't change my password. I don't understand what's going on. Then you're going to call the customer service number, and that's not going to be working. And you finally going to get in after like 36 hours of trying, like a PlayStation outage. And you going to get in and see your account is at negative fucking $4,000 or some crazy shit. And you be like, what the fuck happened? And that's the day you're going to realize your ass should have been on Bitcoin. Because that shit that happened to you just happened to everybody else with a bank account. And it's going to be the day that the next depression starts. Because it's going to be a hacker that did that shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that shit is like, it's going to happen one day. It's not even like an impossible thing. The fact that I'm thinking about it means somebody actually working on it. You see what I'm saying? So, and that's going to be the day you wish you had a Bitcoin wallet and wasn't relying on this system that you feel like is so safe and so, you know, so secure. The thing that makes them not go to Bitcoin, they feel like, nah, I don't want a chance. It's like, nigga, you're right now, your money, only thing between you and all your millions and thousands is literally like a password and some fucking teller, nigga. No matter how much money you got. And I'm talking about if you 6 figures, 7 figures, or a billionaire. Even if you're a billionaire, you still got to go deal with wire transfers and tellers and clerks. And the only thing separating you from a broke ass nigga is you giving the wrong password or your PIN changing. You know what I'm saying? Like, or your account number changing overnight. Your card not working tomorrow when you go. Like, I know my bank. I won't say which bank. I don't even want to say that feature, but there are some banks where, you know, to even access your account, you might have to swipe your card. You know what I'm saying? Or give a PIN number in. So that shit changes all of a sudden. I'm a millionaire, but I can't access it. What am I really worth? And I can't prove it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a millionaire right now, and I owe you 10,000. If I can't produce 10,000 for you, or even produce evidence that I've sent you 10,000, then you don't give a fuck what I say I'm worth, or what I'm worth, right? You're like, nigga, I need mine.
Shot.
So it's better to know. But this is a test run, man. I was trying to see if this account was gonna be ghosted, man. I wanted to see if I could post a thing. I think tomorrow I'm not gonna post a thread. I'm gonna do like I did today and like post somewhere and somebody reply.
Yeah.
And
Just so I'm hit everybody.
Yeah, and just get niggas in and shit. But what's going on with you, man? What's been good?
Not much. You know, just chilling, working. I was doing that small independent feature.
Oh, word.
And
just rap.
that was going alright. You know what? I left it for another show.
Okay. Better money, or just you felt like it was a better
money.
Okay, I understand. Man.
So
long term
or longer term project.
Is this an established show or something that is new, but you feel like it's got a good chance?
Nah, it's an established show. It's FBI.
Oh, okay. Hey,
it's one of the FBI shows.
Congratulations.
And it's like a long ass run. So.
Congratulations, man. You know, it's funny.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until I did some TV show back in March. It was we talked about it on the podcast. It was some show where I was supposed to be extra. They bumped me and gave me some lines, like a line or two to say.
Okay.
And the guy who I was in the scene with, one of the detectives, I ended up, Googling his IMDb after the show. I was asking for tips. I was like, man, I just don't want to mess up your scene. Let me know if I say some, if I do something stupid or, He was like, nah, you doing good. We were talking. I Googled him after. This nigga done made a living off of like CSI, NCIS, all those, spin-off type of shows, playing detective this guy, detective that guy. And I'm like, man, it's a whole market out there for niggas who ain't. And I understand that you're not an actor, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, them type of shows, it's a whole market for guys who ain't the lead actor.
He's consistent.
Well, he been like 20 years in the game. He was a real, he was showing me some scenes and stuff from some movies he doing. And you remember that movie I told y'all about back? And I said I ended up getting up in the stunt car and ended up being in the opening scene and stuff.
Yeah, I remember.
Well, they just wrapped that movie. I just got a communication in the last few days that they just wrapped that movie.
Okay.
And I can't wait to see the final cut and see if the scene that I was in made it. You know what I'm saying? If the scene I was in made it, it would be like I said, it would be pretty prominent. I believe it'll be opening scene of the movie, and it'll be one of the things where I wouldn't have to tell you like pause it at 11 seconds. Where you watching it as a nigga who know me, you'll be like, oh, I know that nigga.
No doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, and so I could say the name of the movie. It's and the director. If you ever seen this movie called Ex Machina. Heard of A24.
Oh yeah, hell yeah.
The director of the movie.
They make a lot of good shit.
Yeah, I forgot his last name. I'm forgetting it right now. I want to say it's Alex McGrath. The movie's called Civil War. And starring Kirsten Dunst. And,
alright, that's what's up.
And if my scene was to stay in it, I'm in the scene with her.
That's what's up.
Yeah, so we'll see. If not, it'll still be a cool experience even when just watching that shit and be like, yo, I was fucking there, nigga.
Yeah, but if you in it, that can be a little springboard. It's part of your resume.
Definitely. And now I'll go and set up the IMDb. That'll officially be 2 roles. The TV show I ended up getting lines in, I seen that it's a spinoff of a movie that's on Amazon Prime right now. The movie is called The Broken Rose, and it's actually a black production by a guy from Oakland.
It's on what?
It's on Amazon Prime right now.
Okay.
Do you have Amazon Prime?
I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah, it's called The Broken Rose. As a matter of fact, whatever you got, if you have a Fire TV, if you just say Broken Rose, it'll probably come up and be available on more. It might be on one of them free things too, like IMDb TV or something.
Okay.
But dude who made that is out of Oakland. I didn't even know it before I took part in it because we filmed my episode in Atlanta.
Jasmine Monet.
The Broken Rose.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Mac McLeland.
Yeah. And so the show I did was a spinoff of this movie right here.
Okay. So you were in the movie?
No, I wasn't in the movie at all.
No. I'm sorry. This is the movie.
Yeah.
The spin-off is a TV show.
That's right.
I got you.
And my character, like I told y'all, I was supposed to be a background cop. They wrote me into the script, so I definitely wasn't in the movie.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was like really my first foray into acting that was anything more than literally back. Like I had been on P Valley a bunch of times, literally couldn't point myself out to you in the episode. Like, hey, you see that crowd of motherfuckers in the parking lot? Yeah, I'm one of them. You know them roles where you can't even say you an actor. You know.
No, all that shit count.
It count on your resume, but you don't want to, flex too hard. You know what I'm saying? You're like, I'm an actor. Oh, you an actor? What you been in? And you're like, well, I walked across the parking lot in P Valley a bunch of times, man. I did that shit with, I walked with purpose, too. Like that nigga told me on set.
Hey, it ain't no small roles, it's only small actors.
You ain't wrong. And you know what's funny? When I did the thing where they gave me the lines, dude pulled me and gave me a tip. Who I told you, I was asking for tips and he stopped me. He was like, I had to deliver my line and then I had to walk away as if it was some commotion over there. You know what I'm saying? Off camera. And so I was walking away. He's like, hey, yo. When you walk, make sure you're walking with purpose. Make sure you walk like, you don't just like walking off. You walking like you got somewhere to be. And it's funny what you said about ain't no small part. One of the dudes who was playing the extra as the crime scene guy who does fingerprints and stuff.
Right.
Bro, this dude, they had him positioned completely off camera for the entire, all three shots. And when I say off camera, behind camera. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're not in the scene, no way. It's not happening. That nigga was dedicated, bro. He still role played his shit out every time they yell action.
You know why?
Why? Can you tell me why? Besides that it's professional.
Because one is professional. Right?
Hold on, let me get a light.
2,
I'm listening to you, bro. I'm right here.
I'm ready to come back.
I'm right here.
Yo, 1, because it's professional, right? 2, because he's helping the actors who are in the scene. Mm-hmm. He's setting the stage for them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's making it more real for the actors who are on camera at the time.
It's the same thing that background actors that we doing in general for a scene that you're not in with no lines. You see what I'm saying? When you don't have that, it's like you make it feel like a busy airport for Tom Hanks and his girl. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It goes into his psyche as this shit is real. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's helping in one way or another. It's helping.
Yeah, and I didn't really. I'm glad you said that in words. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like some part of me knew that because I knew to appreciate it. Because after the thing was over, you know what I'm saying, and I knew to appreciate that I had got lines. But I went over there and I was like, yo, man, I see that. You know what I'm saying? I see that you fucking kept working. It's like the nigga who. I hate to make everything a sports reference, but it's like the nigga who, if you played sports in high school, he gonna keep running reps whether coach is out there watching or not, because he ain't doing it to get a good boy from coach. You know what I'm saying? He doing it because he's trying to get better. He putting up another 100 threes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it remind you of. Like, man, that nigga going through the full motion as if they had just told him, yeah, you in the shot now. Okay, he ain't that way. He ain't even got to change what he doing. Be like, oh shit, now I'm in the scene. What I gotta do? He's just gonna be like, all right,
just keep doing the shit you been doing.
All right, I'm dusting the window. Cool. And so I stole that from him in my scene. Even when they gave me the lines, you know what I'm saying? They were like, man, hold on real quick. Now, if you're going to be in the scene, we need to give you a bag of evidence. In my mind, I was like, there's what's in this bag of evidence. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I need to believe
exactly.
it. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, see, he helped you out in your acting by him being dedicated.
Yeah. Big facts.
I got one for you. Who is he talking to? Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart does an interview. I think he's with what's dude's name? Kevin Hart is doing an interview. I can't think of his name. Give me a second. I gotta look this shit up.
Comedian or like
Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle.
Oh, I love Don Cheadle's movies, man. He's a great
Check
actor.
it out. He's interviewing Don Cheadle, and Don Cheadle is giving him props on the film that I haven't seen yet, but I'm about to watch pretty soon.
Okay.
Giving him props on the film that he did with Wesley Snipes.
Okay.
And Kevin Hart, there's a scene in the film where Wesley Snipes walks into a hotel room, and wherever he's coming from, he's nervous and frazzled.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So Kevin Hart explains. I'm not even gonna go into it because I want you to see it for yourself.
Yeah.
See, like, you know. But Kevin Hart goes into Wesley Snipes' process for that scene.
Yeah.
You should watch that.
I definitely. You saw this on YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
I got
It's
to.
it's Kevin Hart's you know Kevin Hart be doing this show. What is it, the Heart Song or some shit like that?
Yeah. It's on YouTube. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Heart to Heart. It's, yeah.
Heart to Heart. Yeah.
And you know what?
Even doing this interview show.
That scene that we did with Kirsten Dunst, and one particular part of that scene that we probably spent about 3 hours shooting over and over. And so she was walking right up to the truck that I'm sitting in, and I noticed in her approach, and I don't know what else she does mentally, you know what I'm saying, but just in what the physical, what you could see before they yell action every take, she'd have her eyes closed, she would be a step back from her mark, and then when they would yell action, she'd step forward to her mark and open her eyes into that world. You feel
exactly.
me? And I noticed that was her thing. She did that every single take. And I was
that's
just
her
like,
shit.
Yeah, that's her thing. That's how she need to get in this world. You feel me?
That's her shit.
And I was like, man, you know, you
know what I noticed? You know what I noticed I do, and I didn't really pick up on it until the other day. I kind of noticed it. It's always been a thing. You know how baseball, you know how baseball players step up to the plate.
Yeah.
And they kick one foot and they kick the other foot.
Same with a basketball player doing free throws, dribbling it 4 times or some shit.
Yeah. Exactly. Yo, I noticed the other day, I was booming, and like right before the assistant director yells action, I kicked my feet position.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed that and I was like, oh shit.
That's funny, man. That's funny.
For real, like a fucking baseball player.
Yeah.
And I throw my mic up, kick my feet.
Yeah. But you're feeling it. Cause you know what? Like that's the thing, man. Like, what's that called when you're doing that? The production term. Is that the gaffer? What's that called?
What?
When you holding the boom and all that. What's that called?
Boom operator.
Okay, boom operator. So, and you hear that, you've heard in some, for the very few real ones who've won Oscars and stuff like that, you've heard them shout out boom. You know, man, I want to shout out, you know, everybody on set from, you know, craft services to boom, because I am a believer of, and man, not because of all my rare film experience, but like really my music experience. I'm a believer of like the engineer in the room, the guy on the trumpet, the rapper. Like, I need the nigga pouring water in the room to be feeling this thing we doing. You know what I'm saying? So if the boom operator is in that vibe, like, alright, man, like, I'm ready to, I feel like it's going to be a better production than if you came in like, yeah, I ain't got nothing to do with this, nigga. I'm just here to hold the fucking boom. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So,
it's like, everybody locked in.
Yeah, exactly. I want that. I want to get, and you can tell, I could tell on that movie set that's how it was. The person giving out Chick-fil-A could tell. They could, you know, sometimes you can tell, like, I'm an intern, and this internment ain't shit. Like, I'm not making money, and it really ain't a stepping stone to nothing. I'm still gonna be applying for regular ass jobs. And sometimes, you know, like, I don't mind working on the Obama campaign for free. I know it's gonna be something bigger, and I know the jobs I'm gonna get just off me saying I was part of this. Right. And that, when I did that movie, the person passing out Chick-fil-A sandwiches, by the way, just having Chick-fil-A as part of your craft service is not even the official lunch. It's just like, fucking shout out, nigga. all the Chick-fil-A sandwiches you could eat just in craft services. But like,
right.
even the person passing out Chick-fil-A was thinking, man, I ain't making shit, but I know this movie gonna be big. I know I'm gonna be able to say I worked in this movie. One day I'm gonna be a director. You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Like, you could see it. Everybody doing their part. So all the background actors was like not on. I've been on sets, and you have too, or even background actors. They sit here like waiting for, you know. I'm on my phone, nigga. Okay, and the directors and shit got to telling them, the crew and shit, telling them, put your phones away, please. We're shooting.
Right.
This one of them sets where everybody's like, well, I could tell. You know what I'm saying? We got there, saw the A24, and you start realizing it was big, and they dummied us out with a fake name for the what they was shooting.
Yeah, they do that. They do that for everything.
Yeah. But you could tell, like, and like I said, the scenes we were shooting, it was action scenes, and I ain't giving nothing away. Not just because I don't want to fucking my money up, but for the production.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna give nothing away, but let me say this, bro. This is how you know an action scene is what they say when they giving reviews, like stirring.
Right.
Bro, when you're an actor in the movie, on the set, watching them set up all the fake stunt shit, and you're there when they film the scene, and you're still shaking, bro, like it's real. I was like, yo, this movie's gonna be fucking powerful, bro. Cause I was sitting there like, I know this shit fake, and I'm like, God damn, the way that motherfucker's screaming.
Yeah. Yo,
y'all gonna be blown away, man.
Yo, I did Rescue Me. I did this show called Rescue Me for a couple years.
Dennis Leary.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Firefighter show.
He was cool.
I like that show.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. He was a cool dude. Yo, we crashed a garbage truck into a car, and like we had microphones all on the street and shit to catch the real sounds of the car screeching, the crash and everything. We wanted to catch it because like on some real shit, when you're doing a stunt, the sound department isn't a huge part of that.
Okay.
Because
safety
your main
reasons.
focus is safety.
That's right.
Your main focus is safety, and they're probably gonna redo that sound, the crash and all that anyway.
In post.
Right. But they may take, if you can, you know what I'm saying, if it is safe, you know what I'm saying?
They want to get some
and
real
most of the
sound.
times it is safe. Yeah, most of the times it is safe because you can put a microphone, you can hide a microphone anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even if it's going to blow up. Yeah.
Yeah. So you still want to get that real sound just to help the editors so they know what the real so even if they don't use that sound, they know what the real sound like.
Yeah.
And they can make it bigger, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Make it more, full. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel you.
But sometimes you get it good and they just use your shit.
That's right.
They be like, that was shit.
You rub two knives together or some shit and they be like, shing! And they just like, that was perfect. Fuck it. We don't got to do nothing with that. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, sometimes they just be like, well, shit. They nailed it on set. So, fuck it. Let's just use that. That's good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you just give your best effort. But, yeah, we did some crazy stunts on that show. We set a bunch of shit on fire. We blew up a bunch of shit. We crashed shit. That was dope. That was a fun ass show.
Yeah, and just me working just that one day with the stunt team made me be like, I would love doing that. I'm like, man, sometimes you wish you was younger, and it's not for the obvious reasons of like physical.
Right.
Sometimes I wish I was younger because, when you younger and this is different age for everybody. It's relative. You know what I'm saying? But for me, when I was younger, and I mean like 10 years ago, and basically they were offering me that job on the set. Like, hey man, if you want to do stunt team stuff, but I was like, man, what this pays, what my day job pays, and I'm like, if I was younger, I wouldn't have gave a fuck what it paid. I'd have been like, nigga, I'm on a stunt team. I do movies, and then you worry, let the rest come like figure itself out, And sometimes I wish I was younger to not be so logical about shit that I'm like, nah, I don't know if I can just, quit my job and do this shit every day. You know what I'm saying? Not to mention the physical and all that of a nigga being older. Like, it's cool for one day, but can you do this shit 6 days a week, 15 hours on set, getting up, falling, jumping? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that shit is real.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
That shit is real.
But
Cause like I did we did Punisher, and the stunt crew on Punisher was like, they were always rehearsing and they were rehearsing the choreography all the time to get that shit right. Cause we did some crazy stunts. Yeah. We did some crazy fucking stunts on Punisher, and like actors got hurt sometimes.
I never watched it, but I might check it out now just because you told me that and what I know about stunts and shit now.
Yo, the stunts. It was some serious stunt work on the Punisher.
Yeah. That was like a Netflix
first
show.
And second season. It was It was originally a Netflix show.
Yeah.
But I believe it was owned by Disney. So when Disney left, it was originally a Netflix show. It was Marvel was owned by Disney. So I think they licensed the rights to some of the Marvel universe.
Yeah, I remember they had a lot of them, Netflix, like Luke Cage shows and shit like that. Yeah.
Right. And then when Disney moved forward with their own streaming platform, they took those rights back. But it was always known that eventually that licensing deal will come to an end and they will move on to be Disney streaming. And, it is what it is. It's business.
I understand, man. It's funny, man. I just took a new role and it's in the digital media. It's in digital media and digital streaming. You know what I'm saying? And I had been working in like healthcare, and they asked me like, why do you want this role? And I told them like, yo, digital media is the future. Everybody got their own network. Everybody got their own app now. I'm like, I'm trying to get in on this. Is like, what do you mean? Why do I want to get in on this? It's like, this is the future right here. So, and it is. So I got with the network you've heard of, you know what I'm saying? And working with their streaming, they just started a new app for their streaming service like everybody else is. So trying to set ourselves apart. And I was like, oh yeah, this is a huge opportunity. I was like, I could see an opportunity to take this thing sky high, or and at the bare minimum get experience in this industry and go from there. Right. You know what I mean?
What would your position be?
Without giving it away, the buck stops with me pretty much. For any issues a person would have with streaming and viewing in the app, it would be up to me to address those issues or have a system in place to address those issues. It wouldn't necessarily be me that would speak to on the phone or email.
Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah, but it is an executive position. It's a hands-on, like, it's basically like a you run your own business type of position. You know what I mean? Like, hey, this is your channel. Here you go. Let's see what you can make shake with it. And I'm about to treat it like, as if I'm literally gonna take somebody else's thing and treat it as if it was me trying to take my own baby and make it pop. You know what I mean? And put that same energy to it. You know what I mean? And see what happens. That's how I'm actually approaching the role. I'm gonna treat it same as if it was like, this is my thing, and I'm trying to do it. You know what I mean? And I have the benefit of it not being my money on the line, but it is my money on the line because it's my income. You know what I mean? So,
right.
And then I can hopefully take some things I learned and use it to things like what I want to do with this show or whatever. Like I said, I do want to get it going, but I realized I was like, man, I would have to get on the fucking site. But I don't even know how long I'll be on the site once realize I'm still posting my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But whatever. I realized I had to get on the site to even get people really get in on it every week. So I don't know. Use some of these tools to try to do something different, man, on this YouTube and in general, man. You know?
Yeah. Yo, how much time do you get on YouTube?
What do you mean?
Like we do these shows on Zoom, right?
Yeah.
But you post them on YouTube.
Yeah.
How long can the show be on YouTube? There's no limit, or is there a limit, or?
You mean how long can the show be? Like 2 hours or whatever?
Yeah.
Don't be no limit. One time I accidentally left this thing recorded when we were done with the show, and it went for 12 hours. And the live stream episode was 12 hours long of silence. It was me sleeping. You could just hear me like wandering around my house, turning the lights off and shit. And I went to bed, woke up, and I was like 6 in the morning, like fuck, my thing's still recording. So it wasn't nothing juicy like me fucking my girl. But I was
just dead air.
Yeah, thank God it was nothing juicy or no fighting or nothing crazy.
Right.
But I was like, yo, my shit was recording. And I think I went back and edited the episode. But to answer your question, there ain't no limit to this shit. Usually, I would we would start these things at 9, and what will happen is most of y'all wouldn't join till like 9:30 or 10. Ideally, I wanted to stop at 11, but because people would get on to like 10, I'll keep it going till 12. And I would stop it there, 1, because I was exhausted, but 2, because I was like, the viewer don't want to see more than a 3-hour podcast, no matter what the fuck we're talking about. No matter how good it is, they're going to be like, they're going to tune out. They need something for next week, you know?
Right.
So, that was my whole reason for doing the 9 and 12 thing, you know? Which is, I'm still down with it. I don't mind it, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't like exhausted. I like doing it, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I do think less is more, and that might be part of the new format going forward. Maybe I gotta start a little later. I don't know, but I don't know. Like I said, you see some of these podcasts, these shows, they be 2 and 3 hours, but these niggas are superstars.
Yeah.
And you don't even want to listen to all they shit.
Exactly.
So,
like I was on a I went down a Vlad rabbit hole over there.
Glad.
Huh?
Glad.
Yeah. And it started because why did it start? It started with D.L. Hughley. Right?
His name, by the way.
Huh?
His name, by the way, that's funny in 2022. D.L. Hughley.
I know, it's crazy, right? But
anyway.
he was just saying some real shit, and I was like, fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even care that's on Vlad no more. He got like 1 million viewers.
I'm with
me
you.
Not watching is not hurting.
At this point, fuck it. I'm with you. I'm like, at this point, it's bigger than your morals or whatever.
Yeah.
Just watch the video, right?
It's like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it was cool though. It was some cool shit. And I fuck with DL Hughley. He was saying some real shit.
DL is always. I like DL Hughley just to say that as well. But you know what's funny about DL? He always has this perspective of like the uncle at the cookout who just don't give a damn.
That's true.
I mean, even when he had a TV show, I don't know how big his show was. I don't even remember me watching it, but I
watched the show. The show was dope.
The Hugleys, right?
Mm-hmm.
But he never changed, man. He's one of
them 4 seasons.
He's underrated. He never changed. 4 seasons is big
for
a black show. That's big for a black show. I said
that
4 seasons is big on a major network.
That's syndication, I believe.
That's it. I believe so. And if not, still, that's big, man, for a black show where he didn't sell anything. He didn't sell his soul, you know.
Not at all. He was a 100.
One wearing dresses on the fucking show. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So shout out to D.L. Hughley. I have no issues with D.L. Hughley. His name is fun. I need to know what the D and L stand for at this point in life.
Yo, the wild shit is he's not even a Hughley.
What you mean? Wait, what you mean?
No, he was explaining that shit today.
Like I was watching him.
His step pop's name is Hughley, and he didn't know that he had a step pops until later on in life.
I see.
And he was like, "That's some shit I could have died without knowing." Like,
right.
The fuck was the point of telling me now?
So I'm not me. You know, I'm not me.
No.
I'm still
and then he went to fuck that. I'm a Hughley.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I've been going this hard. Yeah, this long. I understand it. Yeah, I get it.
Well, listen. Beverage for the night.
Old Bond single malt Scotch. It looks fancy, man. I'm definitely a whiskey guy. If I'm going, that's some. You can put it on the rocks. 14
year. Drink how you want, baby.
Oh, that looks very classy, and it looks like you're definitely gonna be in a nice mood. Nice mood after. I'm drinking on some very humble what is this Casamigos tequila and pineapple juice.
Okay.
Some just very humble juice right here. That's a very classy beverage. If I'm gonna drink some dark, it's gonna be whiskey, or otherwise I'm a tequila guy. For cognac, I've done all the cognacs. I'm kind of done with it, man.
I always liked Scotch.
Why?
Because the older the Scotch, the smoother it got. Like the funny thing is, it started with. This is where it started. It started with me working on this film. I was like a additional sound mixer. It was I believe a Todd Solondz film called Palindrome.
Why do I remember that film?
It's a weird film. It's like about pedophiles. It was some crazy shit.
Okay,
but
maybe
anyway,
I just remember the word, but go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Palindrome. And so I'm doing this. I'm working on this film. I'm working with a piece of equipment I never worked with called a Nagra.
Okay.
So, for those who don't know, films were sound was originally recorded on magnetic tape.
Yeah, like the cassettes, right?
Mylar tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like on reels, right? So you would have this machine called a Nagra, and you would have to reel through the machine, and it was at the time that we were moving into digital, which is when I learned how to record sound. I was thrown onto this job where they were using Nagra back in the day. So I think I think it was actually just the backup recorder, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But anyway,
I get what you're saying.
I never used a fucking Nagra before.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I haven't cut tape since I was in school.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like as a project in school, we had to take a song that was on, I think it was quarter-inch tape. Quarter-inch? Anyway, half-inch tape? Quarter-inch. I think it was quarter-inch tape. We had to take a song that was on quarter-inch reel, right? We had to take the song, like, let's say this is the linear song. We had to take the first verse and make the last verse, make the last verse the first. Whatever we did, we had to switch the song around.
I get you. Yeah.
But make it so you can't tell.
Okay, so it still flows or whatever.
Yeah.
I get you.
So, when you're doing that shit on actual tape, you sitting there.
Oh yeah, you're not just cutting and pasting like on fucking
making mark. Well, see, here's the wild shit. Though. You are cutting and pasting.
But I mean, it ain't so easy like
you're
how we doing these softwares because you can't just hit undo.
You're physically right. You're physically doing the cutting and the pasting. So like, you listening to shit, you making little marks, and you cut, and you hang it up, and you cut, and you hang it up, and you gotta keep track of where the fuck everything.
Man, this
you gotta tape all that shit back together. You gotta physically, tape all that shit back together, and yeah.
That's crazy. But now you can be like, cut, paste. Oh, I didn't like that. Undo. You know what I'm saying?
But you know what it does? It makes it that much easier to digitally edit something because I know what the physical process is.
Yep.
So now I could pretty much, like, I don't edit much, but I could look at pretty much any editing program and figure it out.
Yeah, I feel you.
You know what I'm saying? So.
That's wild, man. Dude, man. Where my dog at? My dog wandered off. Like, alright, man. My dog is like a little human, bro. When I get up in the morning, my dog doesn't just like follow me out the house. Like, I get up and hoop every day, and my dog get up and be like, alright, I'm going back to bed. And then I'll come back from hooping, right? My dog be on the couch watching TV, like, got out of bed, like, out of the doggy bed after me, walked in the living room, was like, alright, I'm watching TV, man. I come back, dog.
I was home.
Yeah, the dog look at me like, yeah, what, you shot for shit today or what, man? What's up, man? You gonna put some food in that bowl, nigga? Dog be chilling.
Crazy.
You doing that podcast? I'm gonna go ahead over here in the living room, man. Put Martin on. Like, my dog chilling, man.
Shit.
But yeah, I'm gonna see about getting an official episode tomorrow night. Like I said, this is really like kind of a test run. I didn't even think my account was gonna be up. Last time I know they IP banned me or some shit when,
Right.
and I wasn't even on a multiple account. It was just like, we know what you on the same IP, nigga. Don't try to log in again. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yo, get a VPN.
I had one too. It just, yeah, no excuse, man. I had the Mozilla VPN, which was $5 a month. I had just stopped paying for this shit.
So I bought my VPN like, what's up?
I think I fucking hate about the VPNs, bro, is I got Google Fiber internet, man. My internet is fast as fuck. I mean, I download a movie, you know what I'm saying, in 2 minutes. You know what I mean?
Okay.
My internet is fast as fuck. Like, the fact that I can even do these streams, and we had episodes where it was 12 and 13, 14 people. You know what I'm saying? And I can live stream it all from my, and it's cool. You know what I'm saying? And that new VPN slow your shit down. It's putting your internet through another filter, man.
It does.
I hate that shit. And it makes it to the point sometimes that it's unbearable when I'm used to having my shit be blazing fast. And sometimes blazing fast ain't even that fast with today's internet. You need blazing fast just to have your shit feel like it's
regular.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, I hate that VPN shit where I'm sitting there waiting for like a BX page. I shouldn't be waiting for GIFs to load or like a smiley that you put in your message to load. That annoys me, man.
Yeah.
That's why.
See, I like the VPN. Well, because I be fucking with crypto.
Yeah, true.
So whenever I'm on any of them sites, I make sure my VPN is on.
Same with porn. If you watch porn, you better use a VPN because I know motherfuckers be trying to get in your shit.
Yeah.
But I should use it more. That's a horrible excuse, but it is true that it slows it down. That's just a convenience thing, though. You know what I mean? It's like a safety or convenience type of thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's better to just be a little. I should just go ahead and eat that and be a little bit inconvenienced a couple more minutes a day.
Yeah, man, VPNs are good.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It was the reason I got it in the first place. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. But I mean, I'm saying, regardless if I use a VPN or not, if I'm posting these threads, motherfuckers gonna know it's me at some point.
Right. True.
It ain't about that, but a VPN just in general.
Yeah. I made my wife tacos.
Hey, you be using
it's Tuesday.
What's it called?
What?
What's it called, man? What's the Spanish like seasoning they put in the yellow like?
Oh, adobo.
And no, the other one.
Sazon.
Yeah, you be using that stuff?
Nah, it's too salty.
Okay, it is high sodium. So what are you using to make your tacos set apart from just like, the regular ingredients we all use? You know what I'm saying? What's the secret sauce?
I got this shit called Rudy's Rub.
Rudy's Rub. And you put that in like to season the beef or whatever meat you're using?
Yeah, I season the beef with that. Then I got a little bit of McCall's Mexican like taco flavor.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But I don't use too much of that. I just put a little bit of that because it got paprika in it.
Okay.
And I only use it because I don't have paprika in the fucking cabinet right now.
Okay.
But the paprika is old or some shit like that, so I don't use it.
You mentioned adobo. Do you use that though? There's no reason because it's sodium too.
I don't use adobo. Nah, you know what? Adobo is not even what I meant to say.
But you was right on the right track because I was naming Spanish seasoning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But not adobo. I don't use adobo.
I would say I was thinking of Sazon and I would have to run in my kitchen and get the other ones. But yeah. The ones that come in the little foil, little foil packets almost look like ramen seasonings. You know what I'm saying? But they be in the Mexican food section.
Shit. Hold on. It's not even adobo. What is this shit called?
Hold on, let me grab
I'm
this
looking
thing
it up right now.
I'm about to grab this thing in my kitchen real quick.
Alright.
Let me see. Nah, I ain't got it, man. I was thinking of the Goya products though, but I can't think of
Okay.
the specific thing though.
Yo, my sister-in-law, I can't remember. I can't think of this shit. My sister-in-law makes this seasoning, and I gotta get a bottle of it from her
She makes
because
this like her own seasoning and salt type of thing.
yeah, it's not seasoning salt. It's a Spanish season. I can't think of the name right now, which is bugging me out. But she makes this seasoning, and I got to get some from her because she's been selling it.
Mm-hmm. Anybody who make their own seasoning, I'm probably gonna want to try. You gotta give it a try,
Yeah,
at least,
exactly.
because it takes some confidence to be like, yeah, I make my own seasoning. You be like,
Yeah, for real.
let me get a bottle of that. Yeah, I
Yep.
make my own rub, man, when I make ribs, but I need to bottle that shit one day. My ribs are the best. Everybody say that shit.
You know, with money strain,
I was thinking about
it's
doing.
never strain money.
You know, I just be trying to think outside the box. Like every time I have an idea, I be trying to take that idea and stretch it like to what could be different. Like for instance, I'd be like, "Hey, you make good ribs." Now the average person will go ahead and start a food truck or a restaurant, right?
Right.
But I'd be thinking like, what's outside the box of that? Because I'm like, restaurants are known to fail, and food truck is not really something I really want to commit to. I don't really want to be riding around a fucking truck all day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
but I'm like, how can you stretch? That's what I be trying to think. That's kind of where I get stuck, man. Like, how can I get to the next level with that idea? That's not just doing what everybody else is doing with it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, food trucks is serious.
It's real. It's good money too, but it's a thing where you gotta already know, and I already know I don't got the right attitude. You already gotta be committed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's niggas who go into that shit and in their mind they already thinking just like trucking. They thinking, yeah, I'm gonna have 20 trucks.
Right.
But you gotta run that first one and get it up, get that brand going. You know what I'm saying? And if you ain't really
Yeah.
passionate about it, it ain't gonna get there. It'll show. You know. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta build that first one. It might be you on that first truck working 20-hour days, and that might be a 5-year stretch. It might not be in 6 months when you pop off and you got your second and third trucks and somebody else driving and you at home. You know what I mean? And
Right.
that's okay. But I was like, I already know I ain't built for that life. I ain't built for that life. All right, gotta load the truck. Oh, we got truck issues today. I got a headache thinking about that shit. Having truck issues
Shit.
today. Okay. Oh, we can't park here? Okay, no problem, officer. Oh, we got a ticket today. Let's see. Okay. Oh, they're saying we can't use this office park no more. They're saying if we want to park over here, we got to get them a... You know what I'm saying? I already see it.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I ain't cut out for that. That's some small town shit or some shit where you really got to have connections. You know? Or
So you gotta really be into that shit.
that's what I'm saying. Really, that's what it really comes down to. It's like anything. If you're really into it, it's like me with hooping in the morning, man. I hoop on the morning where it's been raining. They got a little squeegee thing we can use on the court. If my court for some reason was closed down, I'll fucking drive 5 miles to the next court. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
I'm gonna find a way. If you passionate about something, that's how it's gonna work. Period. And that's the test of you even knowing. Like, am I that passionate? I'm already making excuses. And if you're passionate, it's like I am about working out. I go work out. It don't matter if it was a hurricane. I just check and be like, they be like, yeah, the gym's still open. I'll be like, eh. I'm like, it's a mile and a half. I think I can make it even in a hurricane. So, finding something you're passionate about, man, that's the key, man. You ever thought about filming your own, like you're having your own production or something like that?
You know what? You know what I've been thinking about for the past few days? Rear Window.
Rear Window? What's that?
It's a Sherlock. No, not Sherlock Holmes. It's a. Hey, you got me?
Hold on, yeah, I got you. I don't know what just happened to my thing, but I'm with you.
Yo, it's a Alfred Hitchcock movie called Rear Window
Uh-huh.
with Grace Kelly and Jimmy Stewart.
It's on my it's on my watch list on HBO Max right now. I just haven't watched it because they got them oldie movies.
Mm-hmm.
But I haven't watched it, man. So without giving, I guess, the plot away, what was you gonna say about it?
Thinking about what it'd be like to redo that film in today's age.
I'm gonna have to watch that movie before we talk again, give you some opinion on that.
I'll tell you a quick gist of it without giving anything away. Because this you'll know in the description. It's about a photographer who is basically stuck in his apartment.
I did watch the movie. Okay, I watched the movie.
Okay.
I seen the movie. So yeah, redoing the movie. Yeah, he's watching and he started assuming all the shit going on
Right.
across the
Murder.
way. Murder.
Right.
That's right. So you saying you want to
Right.
redo it, and what are you saying would be different? Or you just saying, in general, I just want to take that scenario and drop it into 2022 and shoot that.
Yeah. Like, I think that'd be dope.
Adding in the online aspect and everything like that as well.
Absolutely. Adding in technology.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I'm
think
saying?
it would be dope. Actually, it would be. And I've had a couple ideas. I've met a few people, and I've been like, and I don't mean even recently. You know what I'm saying? I mean in the course of life, where you've been like, you know what? I wish I had the ability to like write a screenplay because I feel like somebody should capture your story. You know,
Right.
you know, I met people. And you're like, whether your story is that you've given me is bullshit, or whether this is your real life story, it's a good story.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I have those moments like that where I'm like, dang, man, I feel like this should be something that should be, and that's a good idea. You're not even having to come up with something. You're just saying this would be something to reshoot. But you know, you would be writing
The other shit, well, it would just be, it would be a matter of licensing it from MGM or whoever did it and licensing the screenplay.
Or writing a new movie.
Yeah, writing
Period.
a totally
Change it
new
enough
movie.
but you still writing the movie
Because
that you
it's
want.
not familiar. Yeah.
But it's like, fuck it, I ain't got a license shit from y'all, but I'm making idea, and people will know this is an homage.
Yeah.
You know
The
what I'm
other
saying?
shit too, I need to really focus more on this shit. Sometimes I just come up with scenes.
Yeah, not movies, not whole stories.
No, I just come up with scenes. And if I strung them all together, I could get a movie out of it.
Or what do they call when you watch those things that are short stories? They're not
Shorts.
tied together.
Shorts.
Yeah, or like vignettes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you can have a scene and then the next scene don't have to have nothing to do with it. You see what I'm saying? Like another short, like you saying. I think there's something
Short
to that.
story.
Yeah, it's something to that, and
It's
everything
a-
ain't gotta
it's a short.
be. I like that you coming up with scenes. Everything ain't gotta be. With people's attention span nowadays, you know, it's like I'm saying, like niggas make a 3-hour podcast. People watch a fucking scene on YouTube.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I come up with scenes all the time. Like I just be bored and I just go into my head and what if this happened? What if that happened? You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And it'll just be a scene.
You ever heard of Reddit writing prompts?
Nah.
Oh, this is a good one, man. You should write this one down, man. You'll love it, man. And honestly, I guarantee you there are some Hollywood execs and some TV executives that subscribe to this forum. They log in every morning, read the top 10 posts, and then they go to their meeting 10 minutes later and be like, yeah, I got an idea.
Check this out. Yeah.
Straight up off Reddit. It's the same way the motherfuckers do if you follow like the NBA post on Reddit. Same way they do niggas who work for the ESPN. They be like, oh yeah. I got art stories for today. Don't worry about it. I was on Reddit this morning. One nigga beat his wife. Another nigga need to trade. You know what I'm saying? So that's how easy the job is. But bro,
Like check it.
Yeah.
On BX, all those fucking polls and shit.
Yeah.
Them hip hop polls.
Yep.
I will always go in those threads and be like, huh. I see somebody's doing market research.
That's right. Yep. And
Somebody's
easy market research. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let me tell you, Reddit writing prompts in that sub every day. What you have is writers who they literally every day. I mean, I can go in there right now, right in the top thread, and it's writers who are giving out basically free. What do you call it?
Premises, ideas.
A free premise, right? And then they go, you finish it. And so you can literally, without stealing what the people have suggested, just off the premise they putting out there. Like I said, it's Hollywood executives that I know. They're like, oh, let me log in, see what the top posted there in Reddit writing prompts were.
Just run with some shit.
Yeah. And then they'll start some shit off and then say, now, you finish it. Now, look, let me go to one of the top ones today. Here we go. This was posted 19 hours ago. You recently died and became a ghost. Not wanting your friends and family to feel sad about your death, you possessed your corpse and acted like you were still alive. It worked for a while, but your body is decomposing and it's becoming more noticeable. You're running out of ideas for how to hide it. And then they're like, now. And then people just start writing and adding on. But in reality, if I'm a TV executive, I'm like, got a show. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I'm like, boom. I'm like, I got me a little throwaway Saturday morning show. How did this nigga keep his body from decomposing every week?
Boom. On this for at least 2 seasons.
Like, yeah. And I mean, that's the whole, here's another. As a tooth fairy, you get paid per human tooth you bring back to the Fey world. Up until this point, most tooth fairies considered the optimal way of collecting teeth to be checking under kids' pillows. You, however, have just realized the untapped potential of grave robbing. Grave robbing tooth fairy, like, yeah, so somebody can take that and go, oh yeah, it's gonna be a fucked up movie. But yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like, there's shit like this out there now, and I can go to Reddit NBA and I've seen it where somebody who's just bored will be like, hey, I just figured out that every time Kevin Durant plays in ankle socks, his team win by 30 points. Sure enough. You know what I'm saying? You log on to ESPN, it'll be like a random stupid stat like that. And so I'm like, I don't blame you. Like you said, I see somebody doing market research. They're like, hey, who's top 10 all time? Nas, Jay-Z, Eminem. Then it'd be like a troll option out there. Young Thug. I'm like, alright. Market research, definitely. The main villain and a few heroes are shocked that you, a henchman of the main villain, managed to kill.
You froze up.
Oh, my bad. The main villain and a few heroes are shocked that you, a henchman of the main villain, managed to kill one of the main heroes. Everyone is at ends with how they should deal with you, including the villain.
Shit.
And you'd be like, oh, thank you. And then the crazy part is, if you just like that, me reading the title, then you can go in and read 100 comments of people who expand on that, who get, you're like, oh, thank you. Now, you can be a shiesty motherfucker and steal the idea, or you can DM that motherfucker and get him on the team.
No doubt.
Some of these motherfuckers have no life. They'll write 50 pages off of that title. And I would just DM them, because I'm not a shiesty motherfucker. I'm like, let's all eat. And I feel like you're going to get it'll come to the light anyway. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
So I'm like, let's get you on the team, get everybody paid, rather than me try to act like I'm this super genius motherfucker.
Yo, I know this dude. What's dude's name? I forget dude's name. But I know this dude that had a lawsuit with Stranger Things.
Mm-hmm.
Because apparently his argument was he took the script to them before they created this shit.
Right. I think I remember reading about
that.
They
made this shit. Yeah, I knew that dude. He was a cool dude too. Mm-hmm. That shit fucked him up.
And it's between him and them and God. What really happened? You never know how to. But I'll say this.
Well, I don't know how the lawsuit went because I didn't keep up with it. But he had email receipts from what I heard.
Yeah, and I mean, my thing is, I'm the type that's like, if you really went down like that and it was really, I'm bringing you in. Like, I don't want to take your idea. You know what I'm saying? I want to be like, hey, no. This the nigga who wrote it. Cool. Let's get him set up. Let's make sure I get a nice check out of everybody happy. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
But that's just how I operate.
Yeah. I did a short with that dude, actually.
Really? I hope you got him paid, man, or treated right,
Yeah, I met him on, I think I met him on Rescue Me.
Yeah.
He was like a writing intern or some shit like that.
Yeah. But the tricky thing about stuff like that too, and I ain't saying this is his case, but I'm just saying in general with creative, it's crazy how great minds really can think. Like how you can be thousands of miles apart.
True.
Like when we was kids, we made up in our mind that, and I think it was a real beef at one point, but Bone Thugs and Harmony and 3-6, everybody felt like one or the other had stole their style. I was one of the people who felt like 3-6 had stolen Bone's style. And it wasn't until years later I heard them say it in the interview, but I also realized that when I started making music, when I started making music, and then I got to a point where I started like copywriting songs and stuff like that, go on YouTube or see it when you start. Like I have songs right now that are entitled, and if you just put the name of the song and not the artist, a title that I thought was unique, even spelling and everything, 14 other motherfuckers had that idea, and you realize like a nigga me in Atlanta and a nigga in Cleveland, Ohio. You know what I'm saying? And you out in Harlem, we could all be writing songs on some day in 1994.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
used to
I'm
write.
saying?
I used to rap when I was younger.
Yeah, you know.
But before I rap, I wrote poetry.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I used to write poetry. Then I came to the block one day, and this dude on the block named Bernard would rap. He was one of the older dudes. I was like, I don't know, I must have been like 10, between 10 and 12. So he would rap on the block, and I was like, damn, I could do that shit. You know what I'm saying? But before I even started rapping, I would write poetry.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell you no bullshit. It's a song by I think the name of the group is Club Nouveau. The song is called Why You Treat Me So Bad. I remember writing that song on my way to school in my head.
Right.
Like not word for word exact the song,
Right.
but
With melody and like, yeah.
Yeah.
I've had it happen where I'm like, yeah, I've heard someone on the radio and I'm like, that nigga didn't steal it from me because I never even recorded this, but I did that song, or I had that idea for that song.
And I was like 10 years old at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I had a crush on somebody, and you know how crushes is.
Yeah.
And I wrote that shit on the way to school, walking to school. I wrote the shit in my head, like I had it in my head, lyrics and everything. And then I heard the shit on the radio, and I was tripping.
Like, man.
But at the same time, what it did was it said, I could do this shit.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I was like, I could do this.
I just had
I
an idea,
really do this.
and they executed whether or not
no doubt.
And it's like, and it make you realize too, like the world is small, bro. Like you could have an original idea, and another person could have an original idea, and they can be the same idea. See what I'm saying? Like if they said draw your fucking dream car, no limits, no budget, whatever you want, and they had a competition across the country for all the kids in 3rd grade, it's a nigga in Oregon and a nigga in fucking Louisiana that's gonna draw the exact same car with a random Pepsi can on the right side of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause the Pepsi can's fresh, dude, you can get thirsty. You be like, what? Like, and niggas don't realize that, and they be so quick to say you bit, you stole, and I do realize the grimy side of that business too. Motherfuckers get scripts thrown at them every day, and they get real tempted to take one and just be like, yeah, like what I just said, like yeah, boss.
Yo, but that dude, from what I remember, the shit was damn near verbatim.
Mm-hmm. Hope he got.
So they like
put it like this.
They lift.
If he got taken care of, if they settle with him, you'll never hear him talk about it. That's how you'll know he got
that
settled
show is huge. Yeah, that show is fucking huge.
Yeah, it's still filming. I mean, it's still going on. They filming out here in Atlanta.
I watched the first season.
Me too. That was it.
Yeah, what's the wild is I watched the first season, and after I heard the story, I was disinterested after that.
Yeah, for me, it wasn't even that. It was just I watched the first season. I'm just bad about when a show takes like a year off, comes back, and then I don't be wanting to go back and catch up. I'm like,
watch all that shit up. Yeah, you gotta watch the shit all over again.
Yeah, it was y'all mistake. I usually start watching the show after it's deep, 2-3 seasons in, so I don't gotta do that.
Yeah,
but that's what made
me. Yeah, I started watching Atlanta.
Oh, I gotta start watching that, man. Damn.
Yo, I think I watched all except the last 2 so I can savor it and watch that shit later. That's how much I love that.
Is the show over or just on the?
I think they got one more season. I think they have one more. I've never
watched that show, believe it or not. Somebody told me like, man, you gotta watch it, and I'm like, I know. I had this big grudge against Donald Glover for the longest, but I'm gonna watch it.
That show is fucking awesome.
I'm gonna watch it, man.
Donald Glover's a genius.
I know, man. I was mad because he is petty, but it's real. But it's like, it's one of them things where it's just like what you said earlier about Vlad.
Right.
It's like you don't like somebody, whatever your reason is, but then you realize in the end, like nigga, this person got 1,000,000 views. You not watching the show is not affecting anything.
It's not hurting at all.
Yeah, but
my thing with Vlad is that there's always a black face at the forefront. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To keep the continuity of the show being black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My thing, yeah.
And you know what I'm realizing? I'm realizing that he may not be doing that maliciously. You know what I'm saying?
I think he knows exactly what he's doing. He's a very calculating guy. It's not malicious, but it's
Right.
calculated. And
Yeah.
my thing with Vlad is not even that. It's that he uses your star potential just to create new headlines. And I mean, he doesn't even. If I'm talking to No Comment, I don't ask No Comment about No Comment show. I'm immediately referring to something Boosie said about somebody else, so that I can get you in quotes on 2 different celebrities to use for my next video clip. So not just one person. So it goes like this. No Comment. I don't know if you saw the recent video of Boosie. Boosie's saying that he thinks it's okay that Michael Vick slaps his girlfriend. And so the only goal is to get you to say Boosie and Michael Vick, and whatever your fucking comment. Now I got quotes on you. It's just a dirty game he plays. Now I got a next quote for the next person, and people buy it because he pays them for the interviews. You know what I'm saying? So that's why you see niggas keep sitting on that fucking couch, and it gets real ignorant with the young niggas.
Yeah, you know what got me down the rabbit hole the other night?
Yeah,
Sammy the Bull Gravano.
Can't believe that nigga's still alive, man. He really made the mob look bad with that shit. It's like Tekashi.
Yeah.
But
but it was a good ass interview.
Yeah.
I can't front. It was a good interview. He did his homework. It was thorough. You know what I'm saying? He knew all the names and the dates. He brought up some shit that Sammy didn't even know he knew about. It was a good interview. I ain't gonna front.
I think Vlad gives good interviews, period. I just think motherfuckers be... You know, my real issue, it ain't even with Vlad. It's not with Adam 22.
I can't fuck with Adam 22 at all.
You know, my issue ain't with these niggas individually. My issue is that I swear this is true, bro. Like, our heroes, they, as much as they like to talk about, like, they not snitching on us, they let themselves get disarmed by people, by white guys.
Right.
They disarm and they give up more and they give a better interview. They don't even give these interviews. They won't talk about this shit with a black nigga asking these questions. They just like, they seize up real quick, like, I don't know, man, why you ask about streets? You know, like, but with these white guys, they just go on and on, get the best interviews on the street. It's like, why they don't give these interviews to niggas like me, and I don't even saying like niggas like me, but Doggy Diamonds, whoever it might be. You won't see them sit down and be like, yeah, I shot that nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I hate that they give those interviews up to those guys, like you said. I mean, and Vlad's style is just, he ain't even there. He doing these interviews on the phone. He's such a cat, and that's why you say he filming it. If you ever look at how the cameras are set up, he's never sitting even in the room with him. He's scared to even go to the places where these people are.
Yeah.
Like literally on the edge of the culture. All in the mix, but like I'm literally scared to touch down wherever. If you look at, I dare you, go find a random Vlad interview.
I don't know.
Find a random Vlad interview where he's in the room with the person. I dare you. It's a voice, and then they pan over to the subject sitting like in a room or whatever. But to me, that says something when it's like it's safe. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the truth is, it don't mean you scared of going to meet 21 Savage, or you scared of going to meet, you know, Drake.
I mean, but in fairness, some of it is logistics.
I get that, but I'm saying it ain't always logistics, meaning, and it's 2 things. One, it could be logistics sometimes, but if you wasn't scared to be in the room, and I don't think it's that you scared to be in the room with, but it's that you know that going to meet with the leaving, all that puts you at risk of something happening as part of the hip hop game. Because my point is, if you was really a nigga who interview people and you was trying to get in a room with them, some of these interviews you'll be in the room with them. In logistics, sometimes it would not be. Or
well,
how
see,
about
I don't
this?
know. Cause check it.
You will be
Check
in
it.
Atlanta or in New York.
Right.
Look at anybody
check
else
it.
who do it. Even Adam 22, he in the room with the niggas he interviewing.
Right. But check it. He did it. He interviewed Easy E's son.
In person?
I think he was in a car. I don't.
Go back and look.
I don't know if he was in a car. I don't know if he was in. Well, he did. He went out to see Easy E's son, and he was in a car with him.
Let me see.
I don't know if it's an interview, but I remember them speaking on it, and Vlad was like, "I could feel the tension. I know what was going on when I was there." You know what I'm saying? You know you in the area.
No, it's the same old interview with a nigga sitting on the couch and Vlad on the phone. Little Easy E.
But there was one point where
they linked up and went in the car or something. I feel you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying,
they were speaking about it. He was like, I remember the tension, and he had the piece on him, and you know.
Yeah. I'm just saying, like, that's a good. I mean, I ain't saying that didn't happen, but I just know that it's not a coincidence. You're never doing your interviews in a room with them. It's safe.
Right. And I think that's probably why he does that now.
Yeah,
because of that experience.
And my point is that goes to my point though. Like, if that's how you feel about the culture, you shouldn't be.
Maybe you shouldn't be doing these interviews.
You're not fit for the culture. Yeah, I'm scared. That's like me being like, yeah, I cover the NBA. So niggas is like, so yeah, you go to games, and I'm like, well, no, because an NBA player assaulted me once after a game, so now I'm scared to go to games. Like, so how do you cover the NBA? Well, from the house, I just watch them. So you a fan? That's what Vlad is. You a fan with access, nigga. I mean, you pay for interviews. I ain't mad for that part. You putting bread in niggas' pockets, but it's like that's the only reason they talking to you. And like I said, it's not and it's another element to it. You know how I said like every interview is, well, Boosie said this and that. You feel comfortable bringing up other niggas' names. I would ask you in the room. You know what I'm saying? I know that you will react like, nigga, why did you ask me about that nigga, man?
Right.
You feel comfortable asking me stupid ass questions and shit, or even about a murder. You feel more comfortable being like, so did you shoot that?
Yeah.
Did you shoot him? In person, you might be like, I don't know if I want to ask this, man. Like, it's awkward.
Yeah, yo, I watched the interview he did with this dude Blue Boy, who apparently killed Larry Davis in prison.
Larry Davis. He killed Larry
Davis. Yeah.
Okay.
You know Larry Davis.
Yeah.
So I watched that interview, and I was like, "This is not." I mean, I don't know the dude. I never heard of him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm not a street dude like that, so understandable that I never heard of him. But it didn't seem interview worthy to me. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It was some dude from LES, and he got into it with some dudes, and I think Larry got in the middle of it, and he stabbed Larry like 15 times or some shit like that.
But he basically had nothing to say on top of that. I said you saying he basically didn't have anything to say on top of that.
Yeah. It was like, okay.
I stabbed that nigga.
That was it.
Like,
that was the story.
Yeah, okay, well, thank you for your part of the story.
Yeah, you know, it was...
I get you. But you know what, man? Thing is, I ain't mad at Glad. Like you said, you gonna watch it. The thing is, you wanna be mad at anybody, be mad at the artist that keeps sitting down with him. They know his agenda. They know what they're gonna ask about. You know he not listening to your album. You know he not gonna ask you about your fucking album. You know he gonna ask you about controversy. And if you ain't got no controversy, he literally will just ask you about somebody else. He'll be like, yeah, no comment. Everything's going good for you. Takashi, still alive, man. Any thoughts? Like, you know what I'm saying? He literally just brings somebody else in. Like, fuck it. You ain't got nothing going on, nigga. Yeah. Let's talk about somebody else. Maybe I can get you in some beef. You know what I'm saying? Little Durk, man. I don't know if you were choosing sides. Little Durk can be. And then you say some goofy shit. Well, I like Little Durk's music. So, yeah, you know, now you that nigga ops. Yeah, so he said he chose Little Durk. How did you feel about that interview? Oh, I didn't see that. Can you play that? So, I mean, you know his game. If you still sit down with him and take that check, yeah, so it's like, whatever. But I like the ones who sit down and treat him like a bitch. It's just a few really good interviews. I wish I could think of one where as soon as he went down that road, he started asking the nigga about crimes, and he was like, hey, man, He's like, kill the. He's like, kill that shit, bro. We ain't going down that road. What I say already, man. Like, oh man, it's a couple good ones out there, man.
Yeah, like he asked, what's the dude from West Side Connection? The light skinned dude.
That's right, Dub C.
JD? Nah, not Dub C.
Oh, Goldie Loke, or
JD.
Yeah, I've seen he's interviewed him a bunch of times. I think I know which one you're talking about. The one who got like the kind of dark eyes or whatever.
Dude. He looked like he from Belize. Nah, he do.
But yeah, what about him?
I got family from Honduras.
Okay.
And I got family from Belize.
It's just funny how you said it, man.
Nah, he looked like he Belizean. He looked like he from Belize.
It. But what about him though?
Oh nah, he asked him. He was like I think he asked him about the dude that killed Nipsey.
Oh, okay.
Eric Gardner.
That's right.
So he's like, if you saw him on the street, what would you do?
Yeah.
And he was like, I'd hit him.
Right.
He's like, you would risk your freedom to. I was like, yeah. He was like, yeah. If I can get away with it, if I thought I could get away with it, I'd hit him.
Yeah.
He's like, but if you get caught with your record, it's a wrap.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I know. And I apologize to my family. But if I feel I could get away with it, I'll probably hit him.
Yeah.
Like,
that's funny. Yeah, that's like that 50 Cent interview where he's in Philly and that dude was like, man, you know, if I had a problem with you, he said, I'll just if you ever hit me, I'll just go home and tell my homie to hit me 50 more times and then sue the shit out of you. And 50 was like, no, you wouldn't. He's like, because whatever I was gonna pay to settle with you, he's like, I'm just gonna get that to the homie. he's like, he's like, and everybody start forgetting everything.
Yo. Oh.
I like the old 50 Cent, man. He's like, yeah, whatever we was gonna pay to settle with you, I'm just giving that to the homie anyway. So you ain't gonna do a goddamn thing in court.
Yo.
Man, that's funny.
Shit. Man. Yo, and yeah, but they he really went into it. He was like, but that would be first degree murder.
Yeah.
He was like,
okay.
And JD was going over it. You know what I'm saying? He was going over it like, he was like, yeah, it would be first degree murder because I stalked you. My intent was to kill you. And I carried it out.
Yo, this is the worst shit ever to be saying on video, man. Like, stop, Vlad. He be walking him down that road too.
But I mean, you know, it's hypotheticals, right?
Yeah, but still, it's like
it was a bit much. Cause he's like, if I thought I could get away with it, like I wouldn't go looking for him. But if I happened upon him, I hit him.
You can tell, and that's what I don't like about Glad is for entertainment value, you have to keep going at that point. But as a human, what I don't like about Glad is you can tell he loved when I'm not calling JD a dumb nigga, but I'm saying in context in that situation, he loved when he got a motherfucker who don't understand the weight of what they saying.
But
you know
JD did understand the weight of what he was saying.
But he just thought he was safe because they was being hypothetical.
One, he didn't care, and two, the way he worded it is not conspiracy because he's not planning some shit out.
Yeah, he was just saying if and like
he wrote that line. That line, and he knows what the line is because he a gangster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know what we've seen in like these RICO cases against rappers, what we know a DL
make up shit.
And we know that they will literally clip that audio of them talking about it and clip out the whole hypothetical part and make it seem like it was conspiracy.
Yeah. String some shit together.
They'll literally just have him being like, yeah, and then we could do this. And and then it would be have him agreeing, yep, and that would be first degree murder. You know what I'm saying? We know they do that shit. I've seen them, some of them Young Thug lines I read, I'm like, look, he could be guilty of every crime they accuse him of. But the lyrics, that shit bothers me on a personal level. On a person taking lyrics where like it's just goofy shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm the head of this family. Woo woo. I'm like, y'all left out the woo woo and went right, you know what I'm saying, to gun sound or some shit like that. I'm like, man, this is niggas been talking big nut talk on raps, man. everybody's Don Corleone on their rap songs, and they really taking them lyrics like that. I'm Corleone of this family. Like, bro, stop that. Stop that. You know what
But
I'm
I
saying?
can't lie. I mean, I'm in New York, so it don't even matter.
Yeah.
If I seen him on the street and I thought I could get away with it, I hit him.
Right. Who, Young Thug?
Nah.
Who?
Nigga that hit Nip.
The nigga that hit Nip, listen, man.
That shit hurt.
I wouldn't hit a nigga if I thought I could get away with it. If we, here's the funny thing when people say shit like this. This is just, maybe I'm just fucked up. If we saying I thought I could get away with hitting him, and I really felt that way about you killing my dog Nip, I'm gonna kill you. If I really thought I could get away with hitting you, why wouldn't I think I can get away with killing you? I'll just put one in.
Oh no! When I say hit, I mean hit him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I get what you're saying. I'm like, yeah, I just hit him. But and I don't kill nobody. I haven't killed anybody. Put that on record.
Oh no, that's what I'm talking. But that's what I meant. If I thought I could.
But yeah, so with that in context and me not having no personal investment, I really wouldn't have no reason to kill him. So with that said, I literally would hit him. I would knock the dude out if I ever, you know what I'm saying, so knock him out cold.
Nah, I'd pop him.
Because I'm like, man, I ain't gonna go to jail over you. I don't know you. I didn't know Nip.
But see, I said if I could get away with it.
Yeah, I get it. If I can get away with it, though, I would definitely hit him clean on the chin. One of them good knockouts where that nigga, where he already sleep before he hit the ground, but then his head hit the ground, and then he like do a little seize. And then both arms be up by his head, and niggas be like, relax, chill. Like, you want a good knockout where you feel like you need to get in the car and immediately leave? Not just like I knocked you out. Oh, he get up, ice his face 15 minutes. I want to, like, I'm scared. There's warrants, knocked your ass out. Like,
nah, he be, yo, this, like, check it. Like, this the way I felt about Nip. Nip got me into cryptocurrency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was doing like this what DL Hughley said earlier when I was listening to the interview, or I think maybe Vlad said, but he was like, Nip was doing everything Pac talked about doing.
Yeah, with the community and
you know what I'm saying?
Yep, big facts, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it's like when Pac said, I may not change the world, but I guarantee I'll spark the brain that will change the world.
Yep.
It was like that was Nip.
Yeah, man. And he was living when he talked about which, you know, like, not like one album or like the last album or the first album. It's like every song, every mixtape. Go see how many times he talked about Crenshaw and Slauson. The funny thing is, when I lived out in LA, that was when he had dropped the $10,000 tape or whatever. And he was like, even back then, you could really go pull up on Crenshaw and Slauson at his store. And like,
and
4 out of 7 days, he would actually be there. You know what I'm saying? You could really see Nip over there at the store. Like, it's rare that people is really, really reachable like that. Like, you know, you see Atlanta, and we kind of like LA now. Like, you know, the old Atlanta, and I mean even like 10 years ago, you know, when the rap shit really hit big here, it felt like you could go into any restaurant, or it felt like you could go into Lennox at any time, and you'll see Usher, or you'll see Lil Jon, you know what I'm saying, the Outkast. And the new Atlanta is more like LA. Like, they all here now, but you don't feel like you see them like that. You don't feel like that vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just gonna go out and run into whoever. You know what I mean? They in their little spots. They Uber eating it. They exclusive eventing it. You know what I'm saying? And private ride service home. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they not at them crowded ass, goofy ass malls like Lennox. Pliers, man. But yeah, man. Shit, what you got going on the rest of the week, man?
I got Law and Order coming up on Friday.
Doom. Law and Order. That's a
Doing
check.
that.
That's a check. You be on your best on that set, man. You want to get locked in on that one.
Yo, well, nah, you know what? I did a season of Law and Order years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I was on for a season,
No,
and now my man, huh?
No, I was just thinking once you get on with them, you could be locked in for 20 years on some shit.
Yeah, well, I was in there for like a season, And now one of my partners is doing it. So now whenever he needs a day off, he hollers at me.
Mm.
I come through. But I'm about to start my own show, like I told you, in maybe a week or so.
Yeah.
So
That'd be cool.
I'm gonna be on that. I'm gonna be on that shit long term. But still, whenever he needs a day off, if I could do it, I'm gonna swing over and do a Law and Order. Because I like being on that set, man.
Yeah.
It's
you know what's funny, man? Like even if you're not an actor, I know what I know now. When you on them like Law and Order sets, them is like actors. Like,
yeah.
Even the people who they got playing not background, but like, you know what I mean? Some guy he's playing like he just has a one liner in every episode. Like those guys are actors to get those roles.
Yeah.
For them, those are huge roles. You know.
I don't know if you notice it, but if you watch all the old Law and Orders, anybody that was up and coming,
yes, sir, I've noticed it. Every single person that was a guest star, they somebody who got their own show now, who had a hit movie, or they at least had like a movie career. Like, bruh, same thing. I'll go back in the 80s, and there's this show called Night Court. It's like a comedy show. Everybody who was a guest on trial or whatever, it was like Michael J. Fox. It was huge names, bro. Tom Hanks coming through, happy for like a little one-line role. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I worked with Michael J. Fox one time.
Man, a long time ago?
On Rescue Me.
Shout out Michael J. Fox, man.
For real. He had a recurring role on Rescue Me, and he has Parkinson's, I think it is.
Yeah.
And to see him dealing with Parkinson's on set was one, it was amazing to watch him work, but it was also not encouraging, or it was inspirational.
Yeah.
To watch him work with Parkinson's, right? Because he would have tremors. He would have really bad tremors, right? And the minute the director said action, he would shut that shit down and go in. And like he would still be shaking a little,
but like he could shut it down.
Yeah. Like he can shut it down to an extent.
I'm sure that should take a lot of like energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And still do your thing.
Yeah, and now you still got to be in like moment of whether it's a fun, like now you happy. You know what I'm saying? Like you in a moment where you got to be laughing, or whether you angry or whatever. But like, that's some real shit. That's some.
And then they would say cut, and he would let it go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it was phenomenal to watch, and he was just mad cool.
Yeah.
He was a cool ass. He was real just a real gentleman to work with. It was dope.
And I wasn't on set when I didn't get to work with this dude, but like it's like when you read all them stories about Chadwick Boseman, about how he was filming all these movies when he knew he had cancer and stuff like that. Yeah. And obviously, I don't like when people say shit like he knew he was dying and he kept working. Nobody ever knows they're gonna die, because the human thing is that we think we different. We think we're gonna make it. So I'm sure even if he accepted what might come, in his mind he thought there's a chance I could make it. But with that said, like thinking about him battling that, scene to scene, and then going in your trailer and maybe taking all kind of pills or whatever, having to go get all kind of physical rehab, like it's crazy, man.
Yo, to go back to something DL said, he was like, everybody that died had a plan that day.
That's right. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's, when you talk about percentages, I think it's like, when they talk about people having last words on their deathbed and shit, that's like not even 1%. I mean like 1% of 1%, like 0.01%. You know what I'm saying? It's people who actually thought I'm about to, you know what I mean? I'm dying. I got last words. Here's my last plans. Like you said, 99.9% of other people who died, even with, like, I'm talking about even when you Tupac with bullets in your chest in the hospital bed, it's a part of your brain going like, I can make it. I'm gonna make it tomorrow, and you still thinking about like, okay, when I get out of here,
I'm gonna do
I'm
this.
gonna get me some ice cream, or I can't wait to kiss my girl again. Like, it's whatever it is in your mind that's your happy place. In the human party, you can't help but go there. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like you said, anybody who died, they had a plan that fucking day. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I refuse to believe. I hate when people go and they rewrite shit after you die. He knew he was dying, and the last thing he did, he made sure. Like, no, he didn't. That nigga thought maybe this medicine, and even if he thought, I know I'm gonna die, but maybe I got another 2 weeks. Maybe it'll be tomorrow. It ain't gonna be today when I come back from Target.
Right.
It ain't gonna be on the toilet. It ain't gonna be on the plane. Juice WRLD didn't think I'm gonna die at this airport.
Right.
So, I don't like when they do that. But I do think, regardless he thought he was gonna die or not, like that same thing that you're talking about, Michael J. Fox, that you can shut all that shit down, but then still give the performance. Like, still be in the moment, sad, happy, whatever. Remember the lines, all that technical shit. Man, it's crazy.
Like that shit was really phenomenal to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Like I remember one time I was actually working the shop, and I almost forgot what the fuck I was doing because I was so enthralled by his shit, his fortitude. You know what I'm saying? He was just so. He's a strong dude.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's real, man.
Yeah.
You right, man, because there's some niggas who, I hate to do it to them, because it ain't no disrespect to the dead, but it's a lot of stories out there about DMX. I'm sure you probably heard about, as far as his behavior on film sets. He was a super diva. You know what I'm saying? When he was filming Romeo Was Dying and stuff, they had stories that nigga be on crack benches and having everybody held up for 2 days waiting on him to complete a scene. You know what I'm saying?
Shit.
And him, and then and not even drug related. They had episodes where they be waiting on him to shoot a scene. And he's like, yo, I gotta take me and all my niggas to go get changed. Like, when we don't going to get changed, we'll come back and finish the shot. Like, that type of shit. And you read about, and it's like niggas who got all their abilities and can't even be there and do their job. And you read it and you hear about shit like Michael J. Fox. It's like, salutes to Michael J. Fox, bro.
That shit was really awesome to watch. I worked with DMX one time.
How was he, man?
He was cool. He was cool. We were I don't remember what we were shooting. It was either, I feel like it was Third Watch. It was either Third Watch or Law and Order.
Was that a firefighter show too?
It was like a firefighter EMS show.
Okay, I think I remember it. I never watched it, but I remember it though.
I don't know if it was Third, because I get all that shit starts to mesh together, and I forget.
It sound familiar though. Third Watch. It was like an ER type of show.
Yeah, I was either working on Third Watch or I was working on Law and Order, and I wasn't doing sound yet.
I would say you probably worked with him on Law and Order. I could see him doing an episode of Law and Order or something.
Yeah, I wasn't doing sound yet. My job was to follow DMX around and make sure he got the set when he needed him to get the set.
Yeah.
Yo!
That's right, because he needed a person with that role.
Yeah.
It probably was in his contract too, when we need a person, to ensure he will be where he needs to be when he needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we in the village, like on West 8th Street, West 10th Street.
Mm-hmm.
And we walking around, and he just, walking the streets, chilling. And, it's DMX. So every time everybody see him and stop him, and, it's fucking DMX. And I'm following him around, and I got the walkie-talkie in my ear, and they like, we need him to set in 2 minutes. And I'm like, it's going to take at least 10 minutes to get him there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Which is 8 minutes too long.
Yeah, they ain't gonna hear that shit.
But for DMX, that's not a big deal.
I know.
If you can get him here in 10 minutes, good work.
And you right, and if that's what you having him agree, alright nigga, we going that way.
But he was cool.
Nah, and I ain't even saying he was in a bad mood, but I'm saying you can see, man, it's that movie it's a movie, Romeo Must Die, that he did with Jet Li. If you go watch this movie, I'm telling you this, you're gonna die laughing when I'm telling you this movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Every scene.
I saw that shit. I remember that shit.
It's full continuity errors. because of him taking like 3 days between like to finish the beginning and the end of a scene. And like, yeah, that
I gotta
nigga
watch it again.
yeah, he got mad times where they'll start a scene, like say he get a call and be like, and they'll literally he'll just be like, and he would be honest with them, so they knew what he was doing. It wasn't like, oh, he ain't answer his phone, he on a crack bench.
Right.
He'd be like, yo, I'm in here smoking with my niggas, we playing dice, and then when we finish, we gonna come out and shoot the scene. Then you know them niggas will finish shooting dice and go to the strip club. He'll be like, yo, my nigga Tito wanted to go to. He tell them niggas like talking to an executive producer, saying shit like, my nigga Tito wanted to go to the strip club, but when we come back, we just waiting on my nigga to score. And so it's mad scenes where them niggas had 2 or 3 days between the same, and you can see like, yo, why this nigga got a 3 o'clock shadow in this this part of the scene? He freshly shaved.
He clean shaved over there, yeah.
Like, yeah, you gotta watch that one again. But he had a lot of stories like that. They said there was one time, I think I saw this on one of them whatever things, but one of the movies he did. They're like, man, where the fuck is he? Everybody held up trying to find this motherfucker. They find him. He out here racing RVs with his homie, you know, the remote cars or whatever on the off the set. And they're just like, it's like a kid. It's like you saying, like, bro, we need to wrangle you, get you over here.
Yeah. Yo, but he was cool. He was cool about it.
Yeah.
And I think he was cool about his wild shit. I'd be like, yo, X, we gotta get the set. Mm-hmm. He'd be like, alright, how much time we got? One is there
now.
5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
He'd be like, alright, give me 5 minutes.
That's DMX, man.
But I would tell him 5 minutes ago because they want him 5 minutes from now.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
So he'd tell me, alright, give me 5 minutes. We gonna be here somewhere on time.
Man, but DMX was a wild boy, man.
Yo, what's wild is like I only worked with him that one time, and I think he was so cool because maybe he saw it in me that he reminded me of my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm like. This nigga's just like my uncle, who also smoked, but was also a fucking killer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I'm looking at him, I'm looking at my uncle, so I just treat him like he's my uncle. So it was cool. It was a cool experience for me.
That's cool, man. Rest in peace, DMX, man. And
yo, hold up.
Uh-huh.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
What's that?
I worked with DMX a couple times. No. I was in his circle. I was in his circumference. I'll say that. Not in his circle. But I was in his circumference. I worked with his manager a lot. I worked with his manager a couple times, and we went out to Arizona to shoot some to shoot some BET promos for the award show. X wasn't there, but his comedian dude was there. But I was working with Randy Acker, who I think was his manager at the time, and this other dude, I forget his name, tall dude, bald head. And they was his team. So I was like he was always somewhere around or in the air. But he was cool. X was cool.
Yeah, man. Shout out to DMX, man. Sorry we lost
him. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yo, what's a big ass mural on 125th Street of X?
Oh yeah?
And that shit is like, yeah. It's just like that shit. It's almost like it's almost like one of those that you expect. You kind of expect, like, you're not surprised when that happens.
Yeah.
But you don't really expect it.
Yeah.
But you're not surprised when it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was all fucked up.
Niggas, DMX ain't even a nigga you expect to see like at 80 years old, but like still it's shocking. You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
But
yeah.
I always like since he passed, man. If you ever want to like see DMX and smile. You know what I'm saying? And be like,
Yeah.
yo, just like a moment in time where that nigga had a world by the balls, man. Where that nigga, a moment in time where, where you would think a nigga have every chick number in his phone, but it was probably a moment in time where he didn't even need a phone. Like, them chicks was gonna find him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, bitch, you know where I stay at. You gonna knock on my door. Like, man, go look at his Woodstock performances, man. To this day, they hold up. Him doing a crowd of fucking 100,000. You know what I'm saying? Shirt off, no hype, man. Like, just him and raw hip hop music and white kids, 100,000 white kids, word for word, and all the energy that DMX could bring. That shit was like him at his prime.
Here was wild shit. Here was some wild shit. I wasn't there to experience this, but my man told me. He was like, yo, when DMX did the Chappelle show, he was supposed to come through and do one song. Right? He gets there and he does a fucking concert.
He can't do one song. He doesn't know how to do one song.
But yo, like, they basically said, fuck it, just keep the shit rolling.
Yeah.
Cause he had his man on the playback machine, and he just kept calling out songs, and he just keep going, and just do a verse to this, a verse to this, a verse to this, a verse with the same energy as if he was performing in a fucking stadium.
Yeah.
And it was just to the crew.
He don't have no house.
It's like it's like he came through and did a fucking concert just for the crew, for the taping.
Yeah, that's
and
dope.
Chappelle was like, just let him keep going.
Hell yeah. That's dope as fuck. That's like on some, like, that's why they didn't let Kobe playing preseason games. Because that nigga's like, bro, I don't know how to, ain't no
half step.
Ain't no practice mode, nigga. Practice mode is the real thing, nigga. What you want me to do? You want me to cook these niggas or you want me to sit out? Because it's either or.
Yo, what Kane said, ain't no half stepper.
Ain't no half step. I love that shit, man. That type of shit about DMX. It's like, don't get it twisted. Niggas, the drugs and all that shit, but hip hop legend. Same thing that made you great is the same thing that's gonna be your downfall. So I don't knock him for that shit. The same thing that took him out is the same thing that made a nigga even had to bark on the fucking song. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, niggas cracked out. Alright. You know what I'm saying?
But yo, he had everybody barking.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, nigga was cracked out, but you know what? A nigga wasn't crazy. A nigga, it made me crazy enough to do this shit on the track, and it made it hot enough that you doing this shit too, and you ain't smoking this shit. Who crazy?
In the club.
Who crazy? You doing it too, nigga, and you don't smoke this shit. You know the pattern of my barks, nigga. I'm smoking crack, nigga. What's your excuse? That's how DMX looking at niggas. Like, I smoke crack. What's your fucking excuse, nigga?
Yo, what's crazy is, you ever heard the story of him getting hooked?
Nah, Maybe I have, but I don't remember. Let me say that I don't recall.
Fucked up story. Look that shit up.
Man, but even
he was a little kid, and some older dude got him on that shit. Like, he was real young. He was like teenage young.
Yeah.
Maybe even preteen young. You know what I'm saying? He had a real fucked up, rough life. You know what I'm saying?
Believe it, man.
From early on, yeah.
And you know what's and only because DMX has thousands of hours of interviews. You know, you can just go through YouTube and magazines and shit. You know, for 20 years he's one of the people who gave a lot of interviews. But it's one of the things I wish you would hear more from, especially from those who have passed, like Amy Winehouse and stuff. I wish you had them on record talking about how did you get on this shit? Who introduced you to this drug? What was your experience that got you down this road? And even niggas like Wayne with Lean. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, man, who got you on this? Was it, you got so many niggas on it with the double cup shit looking cool. I wish more niggas would ask them type of questions. Adam 22
the lean,
that.
The lean shit is so very Louisiana.
Yeah. in
Because
Texas.
it's a lot of dope in Louisiana.
That's right. They was doing
Heroin
dope
was
dick
so
shit back then.
heroin was so big out there.
That's right.
So
It
yeah,
was huge. I don't know if you had heard, if y'all know about the New York shit, but back in the 90s, they was making a lot of like dope dick music, no homo, but I don't know if you know about that shit. That's how big
nah,
it was in Louisiana. So Louisiana was so big, it was like, and I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just speaking of what the niggas tell you. You know what I'm saying? But back then, they was on that heroin so hard, and they was saying, I guess it made niggas stay hard longer. You know what I'm saying? It made niggas perform, and so they would be like, get off the heroin and have the dope dick. You know what I'm saying? Be like, I'm hitting bitches
wow,
with the dope, and they were making dope dick music. You know what I'm saying? So it was
shit,
influencing the music and everything. But like you
that's
said, they
crazy.
was on that
But
shit
I mean,
way early.
isn't that where Chop and Screw came from?
Yeah,
To
well,
a certain
Chopping Skew
extent,
came from Texas, but they were sipping lean out there. Which
right?
is a form of heroin. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
it's all in the same. It ain't just come from there, but it's all in the
right.
same. It came out the same pot. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It came out the same pot.
See, I only ever fuck with weed, maybe mushrooms.
Check weed, shroom. Here's the list that I fucked with. Weed, and that I still will. Weed, of course. Shrooms, I've done a handful of times and will do again, but it's just not something that if you've done it, you're not gonna be like, all right, y'all, Saturday,
Right.
we shrooming.
Let's
You
do some
ain't even gonna
shrooms.
be
Yeah.
like, yo, 3 months ago we
Right.
did it, let's shroom. You gonna be like, all right, it's been about
Right.
2-3 years, let's shroom.
No doubt.
That's how you shroom, right? So,
No doubt.
matter of fact, we
No
should probably have a
doubt.
good trip, man, at some point. But like, yeah, I would
Yeah.
shroom I haven't shroomed in years at this point, so I'm due for a good trip. But weed,
Yeah.
shrooms, and then I've tried ecstasy at this point twice now and had bad trips. Didn't like it. I don't like pills
Okay.
in general. So in general, I'm not a fan of like trying because even if you give me something, if it ain't from a bottle, if it is from a bottle with your name on it with a prescription, I'm funny about taking prescription drugs. And if it's
Right.
not, then I don't know what the fuck it really is. So I don't
Right.
really do pills. Never tried crack, heroin, none of that shit. And
Right.
I'll say coke is not for me. I'm not
Yeah.
I'm not messing with it. You know what I'm saying?
I've tried E.
Yeah, and that's not for me.
I,
I've tried E.
I like fucking off E. It was awesome.
And that wasn't even my experience, but everything's different on everybody. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That
And
shit was awesome.